Hello everyone, in this video we'll learn about the questions related to synonyms. What are synonyms? A synonym is a word that means exactly or nearly the same as another word. And in English, we always use different words to express similar ideas. And for antonyms, it means word that has the opposite meaning. So exam skills for this type of questions is that you need to be very aware of the part of speech. If you need to find a verb, then what tense is used? If you need to find a noun, is it countable or uncountable? If it is countable, is it singular or plural? And most importantly, can your answer replace the words in the question? So before we look at some examples, first we need to know what is part of speech. In fact, in DSE Paper 1, usually only nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs appear in this type of question. But sometimes we may need to find out some synonyms of conjunctions or connectives. For example, but, then the synonyms would be however, or yet, etc. For adjectives, adjectives are always used to describe nouns, and often they are put before nouns or after verb to be. For example, Mr. Lamb is cute and fat. So after verb to be. Adverbs can be a very complex topic. Basically, we use adverbs to describe verbs, especially the ly words like Mr. Lamb speaks quickly. The ly word is an adverb which is used to describe the verb. Here would be speaks. And adverbs can be used to describe adjectives and adverbs as well. And the most common example would be very. For example, Mr. Lamb speaks very quickly, or Mr. Lamb is very fat. So now let's look at this example. Find a word in paragraph 10 that means originality. So even though you don't know the meaning of originality, you know that it is a singular noun and actually it is uncountable. So you need to find a singular noun from paragraph 10. And some wild guesses would be pioneer, award, and creativity. Now try to put these words, sorry for a typo, try to replace originality with these words. So this is the result of replacing the words. We have three sentences. Germany is the originality. So originality is the noun of original. So sentence number 1 doesn't make any sense. Number 2, it has a prestigious originality replacing award. Again, it doesn't make any sense. So only sentence number 3 makes sense. So the answer must be creativity. How about this one? Find an expression that means the same as help. So when you see find an expression, it means that you need to write more than one word for the answer. Now try to find an expression from paragraph 17 to 18 and replace the expression with help. The answer would be lend a hand. It means help. So, the Climate Quilt project was a chance for him to help and express his creativity. It makes sense, so it is correct. So when do we need to write more than one word? When you see find an expression, find a phrase, then because phrase means more than one word. So when you see these words, then you need to write more than one word for the answer. Now let's look at this example. The first step when we worked on this type of question is to write down the part of speech of each word. So very, adverb, unusable, adjective, acceptable, adjective, mentally. So obviously adverb. So question number 5 is actually quite a challenging one because completed, it is a verb in PP form or in past tense. So it can be an adjective. So for this one, you need to try to replace the words that you can find that means completed from paragraph 9 to 11 and try to find out the correct answer for this one. But for question number 1 to 4, you can actually find out the word simply by finding out the part of speech. You can first pause the video to find out the answers on your own. For very is an adverb, so it is used to describe adjectives or adverbs, as we all know the word very. When we look at paragraph 9, then you can find highly. Actually, it means very, so this is the correct answer. And actually, there is another answer for this question, that is in paragraph 11, incredibly messy. So it means very messy, so incredibly. Number 2, unusable. The answer is in paragraph 9. Unusable, so you cannot use it. Dysfunctional, you cannot use it. So, dysfunctional. Number 3, acceptable. The answer is actually in paragraph 10. And for this one, you need to find an adjective that means acceptable, and it can be quite challenging. So again, try to replace the words and try to figure out the answer. So in paragraph 10, actually, there are only 2 adjectives. Number 1, different. Number 2, fine. So obviously, the answer should be fine. Number 4, if you know the word psychologically and mentally, then it should be very easy. But if you don't, just try to find out some adverbs and try to replace them. And finally, you should be able to find out the word psychologically. And then the last one, it is a very tricky question because the answer is in paragraph 11 and the answer is actually done. Verb in PP form. So this is the end of the video. Thank you.